All right, welcome. Today I'm Chad with Alpine Communications. We're here to talk about the Fusion network and how our fiber optic lines travel from our central office to your home location. So those lines leave our central office as a large individual fiber optic copper cable that travels through your neighborhood into pedestals where the drops go from here to the customer location. So with those drops and those fiber cables, they allow each individual home to have their own fiber optic connection. They are not shared by a neighborhood or a district or anything like that. It is all individual to the one location. So inside the pedestal, we have the outside cover and then an inside protective cover. And once we get in there, then you can see we have the individual drops that go to each location. In there, each drop is labeled with a number, a fiber number, and the house number of where it goes to. So as those lines travel from the pedestal up to the side of the home, we will have an enclosure on the outside of the home. Inside this enclosure, there will be an ONT. So at that ONT, this is where the services transition from Alpine's fiber optic network into the customer home, also known as the demarcation point. So this will be one of the first locations an Alpine technician would ever be coming if you're having an issue with your services. So at this point, we'll be able to check your voice service. There's a separate port for the internet service, and then a separate port for TV service enclosed in the inside of the enclosure. With these, when it would come time for a new installation of our services, this is where we would run wires from the outside inside the home. So in through a conduit into your utility room. So a lot of times we try to place these ONT enclosures outside of where the utility room may be for easy access to any wiring that is currently in the home to hook up your new services.
Hello, I'm Isaiah with Alpine Communications. I am a combination technician. I would be the one installing service in your home and doing any troubles if you would have one. So now that we are in the basement of the customer's home, the first thing we install is a battery backup. So from the ONT, we bring in a power wire and plug it into this white box here, which is again a CyberPower battery backup. This piece of equipment powers your ONT outside, which in turn powers your service, so your TV, phone, and internet service. This needs to always stay plugged in to an outlet. If it ever gets unplugged, you will lose all your service. So, like I said before, the function of this CyberPower is to power your service. However, it also has a battery backup in it. So if power ever goes down, you will still have phone service for about 8 hours. You will lose your TV and internet service, but you always have a functioning phone. And then the next piece of equipment we will install, if need be, is a switch. So in this home, this switch powers TV service. So we bring in a cable from the ONT, plug it into this switch, and from there the cables go to each TV set-top box location, and that powers their TV service. Another cable we have to run in is if you get internet, we bring in an internet cable and then bring it up and plug it in to that router location. So now we're at the router location in the customer's home. So from the ONT, like I said before, we come in through the utility room and we bring it to the router location, the wire to the router location. So here we just plugged it right back into the back of the router here, and because we do this, eliminates the need for a modem. So when you get hooked up to fiber, before you get hooked up to fiber, you have a box that's called a modem, which powers your internet service. When you get hooked up to fiber, that's eliminated. So that eliminates troubles, a lot of troubles that we see. It also makes your speed a little faster because we're going through one less piece of equipment. And then at the router location, we also like to put in a jack down there, as you can see, and that just helps for a junction point for our internet service.
Now that we have the ONT installed on the outside of the home, let's discuss your fiber activation. So fiber activations for current Alpine customers are free. What better deal could there be? Also, for non-Alpine customers, those activations of your services are also included. During that activation time, depending on what services you may have, phone, internet, varies to about 1.5 to 2 hours of your time for that activation. If you include TV service, usually about a half hour per additional TV to that install time. With that activation, our current customers that have internet service will notice a tremendous difference getting switched over to the fiber optic network, comparable to the old dial-up days to the first DSL speeds. Now think of going from DSL speeds to fiber optic fast internet. All the communities that can be connected to fiber optic Fusion network are Elgin, Guttenberg, Garnavillo, Elkader, McGregor, and Marquette, including certain rural communities at this time also. We are currently adding more rural communities yearly. Please visit our website or call us at 245-4000 to show interest in these areas.